Good morning, my Appa are back. Here's the plan. It's build day 51. They will be continuing to put the runner beams in the house. They'll be working on the front wall on both sides of where the gate will go. So where they dug out or started to dig out the trench yesterday, that'll get a lot of attention. Where they were putting the concrete into the top beam on the other side, the more developed side, that will continue. What could possibly go wrong? So yesterday I said thank you to everyone who's been putting comments in the comment sections or through direct messaging. Tongue-tied already. Today I want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed. We've gone through 200 subscribers, which I personally find utterly remarkable. And if there is a family member who has subscribed 150 different times, I'll find them and I'll thank them even more. But to everyone who's not a family member, who's not a friend, thank you. We're on our way. It's still a tiny baby channel, but 200 subscribers, my goodness. So thanks to all of you. Well, we'll start the day here at the front, where they are doing their measuring of this section of wall. And yesterday I said I couldn't remember how wide the gates will be, and basically there will be a gate for people, which will be 1 meter, and there'll be a gate for vehicles, which will be 5 meters. So they're just checking they've got those distances dialed in before they go any further with putting either taking out more soil or putting in concrete and gravel and concrete, or putting in any metal. So they're just checking that right now. We should, I'm sure, get quite a bit of progress with, at the very least, columns today, and maybe more than that. And on this side of the front wall, in deep shadow, 4 guys are removing some of the forms that were in place for the top tie beam. So basically we are pretty much all the way over to that far corner with forms, and I think maybe all of it has had the concrete poured. Certainly that there's one section they're still playing with right in the corner, but I think that's been poured as well, which only leaves the 2 sections, which are a long way away, but there are 2 sections over there that do not have the concrete poured yet. So this side of the front wall, with the exception of these 2 additional sections of wall that haven't been built yet, plus the beam and the column for this section, everything else is done. Here at the front of the house, we've got another of the runner beams going in, and we have 1 out of 3 with a hard hat. Where's your hard hat? I'm wearing one. We'll mix it up a bit now and kind of do a bit of a walk through. Front door. So going inside, I'll try and do this without tripping up. Oh, JR was just saying hello to me for the 3rd time today. So coming in here, we will have the living room on this side, the hallway just here, the dining room just here, and we will continue. So along the hallway and on the left will be the stairs, just here, and another hallway going down in that direction. I'm going to have to go round various hurdles here, so we'll keep going towards the back of the house for now. And this area, if we can ever get the equipment for it, if I can ever afford the equipment, will be the media room or theatre room, and then continuing across this way, again a corridor going down here, and just here there'll be basically an outdoor-indoor sunroom, if you like, a fairly open area. It will be within the house, but and it will have, you know, walls, etc. at the back, but it will have the biggest doors we can possibly get to try and keep this as open as possible. Along here, going a bit further. So on this side is, starting from the front, the kitchen, followed by a pantry, followed by a laundry room, followed by the helpers' quarters, followed by a dirty kitchen. And one last corner to look at is back over this way. And I can't really get to it properly, but over here in this corner is where we have a small gym and a spa. So that's the ground floor layout. And today's activity will continue to be on these runner beams. We'll see how much gets done today. We are at a full crew size today. We've got the full 25. It may or may not be a coincidence that today is payday. But full-size crew, so should see good progress. And on this side, there's not going to be any activity today, but just to clarify, above the beam, there will be another 2 levels of hollow block, which will mean we're up to 10 above ground. And if you take the tie beams into consideration, that'll take us back up to the 2.5 metre height. It's just after 2 o'clock. It's a blazingly hot afternoon. It's about 1,000 degrees. Maybe a slight exaggeration, but here at the front wall, we have concreted in columns. And there's a tie beam going in. So this wall is progressing rapidly with a team of 5 at the moment. Ali has walked away from his hiding place in the steelworks shop, for want of a better phrase, but he's working on tying in the stirrups on this particular column, which looks like it's the last one to go in. It is the last one to go in, and it'll go in, I imagine, over there. So, I think there are still more stirrups to go on this at the base. We'll see. And for at least a few seconds, 2 guys find a way of getting some shade. On the other side of the front wall, where there is absolutely no shade at all, another team of 5 working on concrete for the remaining parts of the tie beam across to here. Oh, Ariel! So, very soon, this wall is effectively complete, minus any plastering, right the way over to that one section where there's 2 to go before the gate, and then the, 4 sections on the other side. Inside the carport, we have a lot of forms in place, and Nympha was asking for a 360 view of where there are junctions in the columns and the tie beams. I can't quite do that, I can't get up there, but I'll get as close as I can from this side at least. Maybe we'll have a try and get round the other side. Okay, Nympha, there you go, that's as close as I can go. I'll try and zoom in with the edit. Right,
looking at the other side in a minute. And again, from the other side, for Nympha's benefit, well, for everybody's benefit, that's as close as I can get to the junction pre-edit. We'll see if we can zoom in a bit more. And from his lofty perch, he did walk precariously, lead engineer Manny, without his bloody hard hat. And an equally bad example from our multitasking engineer, also with no hard hat. Oh, there'll be tears. There'll be tears, I'm going to tell on you. But we're also getting closer to finishing all of these runner beams. So I think up to this point, try and look behind me at the same time. Yes, up to this point, going from the north, we're only missing a couple. So most of this side of the house done. Still got a little bit more to do over on the south side, but getting close to have those all in place, and that'll again kind of help to define the space a bit for us. We'll start to get a slightly better sense of how big rooms are. It's 4:20. The guys are done, and pretty much to the minute, once they were done, the rain came. So the wrap-up will have to be delayed. Hopefully this rain isn't going to stick around for long. It looks like it might be a short and sharp one. Hopefully we'll be back in a minute. So it's still very slightly drizzling. Slightly, I think it's lilintic, but it's almost stopped, so it was very short and sharp. The house at the end of the week, at the end of day 51. Good that it's got a little bit more water on it, that helps. And we have got, I don't know, 70+% of the runner beams in place. A few still to go, not too many. I think they'll knock that off in a day or two next week. That's all that was done in here today, as far as I know. So we'll go and see what happened at the front. On this side, the south side at the front, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns in. We have concrete in the base of 4 of them. We have the base tie beam across to the 4th one, and there are some hollow blocks in there, but they're really acting more as forms than they are as building blocks.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow. See you Monday. Sorry, crew's just heading out. So that's this side. Let's turn around and see the other side. Well, it's hard to make out, but I'm pretty sure that all of the top tie beam, all the way around this corner, and any remaining elements of the columns have all been poured. Which means that this section across the front, until we reach that last section, which will have 2 more, it's all done. Apart from, as I said before, any plastering that comes further down the line. So we've only got to move across, finish off that side. The gate, I'm assuming, won't come for quite some time. You know, we need to have easy access for trucks and deliveries, and sticking the gate in there now just doesn't make any sense. At least it doesn't to me. We'll see if it does to the builder. But that means the front of the property then will be pretty much done, except for those, 2 gates. And the last ones are heading out. Between them, they've just tucked away, I believe, 36 500 millilitres bottles of Red Horse in about 30 minutes. Now there were more of them, obviously. It wasn't just these guys. It was most of the crew were drinking that, most of the crew of 25. But blimey, they don't hang about, do they? And so that's the end of the day, the end of the work week, the end of the week in which we reached our half century of days. And as I said yesterday, fantastic progress. So hopefully these guys do get some rest. I know there will be again a small crew overnight here, and they will do a little bit of work tomorrow, but hopefully not too much. So see you next week.